I am black and female. And what does that make an impact when it comes to your content? Is this something you're thinking about? Is it part of your narrative? Jeremy, you mentioned a few times about the impact that YouTube has had for you as an Asian American male, so maybe it'd be a good question for you to kick off.
Okay, well, let's see. I don't make a lot of content that deals particularly with me being like Asian American and male. But I think the fact that I'm actually out there making content and actually producing music, as opposed to any other, mathematical occupation or medical occupation, just doing music, period, and other Asian Americans watch me do that, I think that's the narrative right there. Like, here's a guy who looks like he could be your doctor, but he isn't your doctor, By the way, my last name's Who, so I would have been Doctor Who, which would have been amazing. But, yeah, no, I would have, but like, you wouldn't want me as your doctor. I'd be like, ready for a shot? That'd be the highlight of my day. But yeah, I think that's the narrative, and I think that like more often than not, Asian American men especially are kind of looked at as kind of feminine, dorky or nerdy, and of course there are those out there, but it's not all of us. The second I saw, like, you guys watch Walking Dead, right? There's Glenn. Oh my God, Glenn. Like, when I saw Glenn take the screen, I just, like, jumped. I was like, the first time I did it, though, the first time I saw Glenn take the screen, I was like, oh my God, here he goes again. A nerdy, like, feminine-ass Asian dude who will never, ever get the girl. But then fast forward into the show, he ends up getting a girl, but not just any girl, not like the Asian girl. He gets the white girl, and that's a big deal. No, that's a really big deal. Growing up, I didn't think that was possible. I didn't even know that existed. It's like I always thought that I was just going to end up with somebody who looked exactly like me, just female, and who was also like a doctor or like a pharmacist or just whatever. But like, it was amazing. It's so watching my channel, and I've done some videos where I kind of break those stereotypes, where I really just put myself out there in ways where you don't traditionally see guys like me do that kind of stuff. And I remember seeing a lot of I would get comments like actually from Asian American people saying like, it's really cool that you're doing this, thank you. Like, finally here's a guy who's willing to put his balls out there and not be ashamed of it.
Yeah.
I mean, like, Asian balls are just like any other balls. They're nice. If you haven't seen a pair, you should probably...
All right.
Okay, all right. Next.
Yeah. A little bit of a bird walk, right? Yeah. So, just to bring us back to the question. So we're talking about intersectionality and the impact that makes on your narrative, on your content. Is it something you think about? Is it something you embrace?
Okay, so my content, it's hard to follow up on that.
I know. I'm confident in your ability to do so.
Thank you. I don't do a lot either of content on my own channel that has to do with my race. Besides, I guess I do a cooking format where sometimes I try different cultures' recipes and I'm bad at all of them. But I refer to myself as like some kind of brown. I'm technically half Filipino and half white, which is a type of Asian. But everyone thinks I'm Latina, so I'm also that. Depending on who's watching. So like for me, even though it's not reflected in my own content, I feel like I've gotten to work with a lot of different groups on YouTube because of that. If there is any such thing as like not racism, the opposite of racism, I feel like that's what I've encountered
Equality.
as being a mixed race. No, not equality. No,
Not equality.
No, every race just thinks I'm one of them. So it's not equal, because if I was white, I don't know if they would think I was one of them.
So you're super relatable.
I think so. So like I've gotten to work with, so there's a channel called Just Kidding Films. They're mostly Asian American, and I feel like there's a huge Asian culture on YouTube, and I feel like if anything, having a niche like that is great on YouTube. Like there is a huge community that supports you more so than anything in the real world. Like I feel like you feel like you're backed by this community. So you go to this, JK Films, and they have a strong Asian community, which is awesome. Then I'm on a show called Tipsy Bartender. He's African American. He also has a lot of he loves having different races and ethnicities of girls on his show. So you get like, he has like kind of an urban vibe though.